Hello, friends. I wanted to come on here and just talk about some things that are on my mind. Um, I think we're all sick and tired of COVID 19. I think we're all really concerned about our economy, about the choices our government is making right now. There are just a lot of things going on that are really upsetting. And there's a lot of misinformation, so it's confusing. That's a nasty mix. Um, I'm not going to get into that stuff. I'm not going to talk about it because I know that my purpose here in life is to be an encourager and an uplifter, a teacher, an advisor. Not because I know everything, but because I do know some things. I've become an expert on a few things because of what I've lived through and because of the challenges that I have faced and overcome. But if we get into government stuff and political things and economy, then I'm going to be swimming in deep waters that are going to often be over my head. And here's the thing. The stuff that I talk about in these videos and post on my Tenaciously Gracious page on Facebook, these are things that I have practiced and continue to practice in my life. I'm talking about them because they work, because they help me, and they might help you. They might not. But even if the stuff I do doesn't help you, I hope that it does make you think about finding the self-care tools that do work for you. Because here's the truth. We're all meant to be responsible for ourselves. If you are looking outside of yourself to find love and peace and joy and happiness, you are going to be sadly disappointed over and over again. Because you can't find that in another person when you don't own it in yourself. You know, that makes you a sort of a leech. Like, hey, I see that you have some flowers. I want to have flowers. Let me have your flowers. I just want to share with you. Well, what are you sharing, though? What are you sharing? You don't have any flowers, but you want to go share theirs. You see what I'm saying? We're each like a garden, just waiting to be nurtured and cultivated. And you get to choose what you grow in your garden. And if you right now look at yourself, at your life, and you feel like, oh my God, my garden is a wreck. It is a wild mess. There's poison ivy everywhere. There are weeds everywhere. I don't even know where to begin. How could I possibly grow what I want to grow here? It's a wreck. You know what? Been there, done that. I understand those feelings for sure. Learning to love ourselves and take care of ourselves, because most of us were not taught to do this. So just like anything else you learn, it takes discipline. It takes consistency. If you want to get your muscles in shape, you work them out regularly. You don't expect that just because you made up your mind today, you'll be a bodybuilder by tomorrow. You know, I mean, ready for a competition. You know what I mean? It takes time. It takes discipline. It takes consistency. And learning to love yourself takes the same kind of discipline and practice. It's not about, you know, when I first started on this path of learning to love myself, I wanted to I wanted to hurry it up because I was in a place where I knew I needed healing, and it was very painful. So I wanted to hurry through it. Like, I didn't want to hurt anymore. But you can't hurry your healing. And even though this might seem like a big jump, we may not like what's happening in the world today or in our country, but there's a lot that is out of our control. And if we focus on what's out of our control, we're going to start feeling overwhelmed, and we're going to be very susceptible to depression, which is going to lead us to a lot of just feeling stuck and unable to move, even to do the simplest things. We don't need to get stuck. We don't need to do that. Yeah, the shit may be hitting the fan, but we were made for this life and whatever we might encounter in our journeys. So, that's why you're not going to hear me talking about those things or focusing on those things, because this is what I'm trying to get to. What I need to focus on is what I do have control over, and that is me. I can't control you. I can't tell you what to think or how to feel. I can tell you, because of what I've been through, that you always get to choose. You are free. You are loved beyond what you can imagine. You are truly, deeply loved. Unconditionally. Okay? You are unconditionally loved. Just as you are, right where you are. You don't have to take a bath first. You don't have to jump through any hoops. You know, you just are. You are loved and accepted. But you have to do the work of opening yourself up to that. And you have to do the work of keeping yourself, your mind, and your heart moving in the direction that you want your life to go. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever received is go where the peace is. It's very simple. That go where the peace is not the equivalent of do whatever is easiest. Sometimes where the peace is leading you means letting go of things and people and expectations, and that's not always easy to do. And in our lives right now, with what is happening in the world, it is easy to see how things are moving and to imagine, oh my gosh, oh this, oh my gosh, that. And if this happens, then that, and then that, and then that. Again, do you have control over these things? If there's nothing you can do to influence change in these great big areas that tend to freak us out, then dial it back and focus on what you can do right now. And I'll say this as well. Fear is a bitch. Now, if you're crossing the street and you see a big truck coming your way and you have a fear of like, oh, I don't want to cross the street right now because I might not, timing wise, might not be good. I might end up getting hit by this truck. Okay, that fear is good. That fear is moving you to make a wise decision. You know, you don't want to get hit by a truck. But the fear that we imagine because the story gets rolling in our heads and we don't know what's coming, but that story is rolling and we're just imagining the worst case scenario. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That fear will bite you in the ass every time. If we make decisions based on fear, if we are fear motivated, we're gonna regret the decisions we make from that mindset, from that vibration. You always want to there's no shame in feeling the fear. It's perfectly human. The thing is, give yourself space to feel it and then actually deal with it. Don't run from it. Don't act like you're tough and you got this and don't worry about it. No. You have to feel the feelings, you have to verbalize it or write it out and expose it for what it is. It's a fear. Is it founded on fact? Do you know for a fact? No. Can you imagine these things? Well, sure, but we could imagine any kind of thing. You don't know what's around the corner. And here's the other thing. Your brain, when it starts rolling in that direction, it never does take into account the good that might be waiting around the corner. We always want to hold space for the good because life has these ups and downs. We're not the first human beings to experience this kind of stuff. Craziness, where you're looking around, you think, my God, has the world gone mad? Well, you only have power over you, and you influence directly those who are in your sphere. Here's what I want to ask you. How do you feel right now? It would be really good if you hit the pause button and got a piece of paper or a notebook and write down that question. How do I feel? And then just express it. Get it off your chest. You need to do that because you need to validate your own feelings. You need to start telling your system, your mind, your spirit, your body, your entire system, your intuition needs to know that you believe in it, that you trust it, that you love it, you care for yourself enough to stop, hit the pause button and say, how am I feeling right now? Because life comes at you fast and you don't always have time to in the moment, process what's happening. Part of loving ourselves and taking good care of ourselves is to hit the pause button at some point in the day or in the week and ask these kinds of questions. How do I feel? How do I want to feel? I mean, I think all of us basically in our lives, we want to feel loved, accepted, at peace, to feel joy. These are things that you can feel without your circumstances changing in a heartbeat. These are things you can feel without having a new car or having that new dress or those pair of shoes or having highlights in your hair. I mean, I know I'm not the only one who needs a haircut, and I would love to color my hair or get highlights, but it's not happening right now. I've got too many other things I need to spend that money on. And the thing is, I just want to encourage you to focus on what you do have power over. You can't control other people. You cannot make people see things your way. You cannot grab hold of the government and shake it up and change things and make them the way you think they ought to be. But right now, you can choose love for yourself, and you can choose peace for yourself. And you can choose these things one day after another. One day, this day, tomorrow you can choose it again. The day after you can choose it again. And you can make it a way of life. And by doing this is loving yourself. This is showing your entire system, your mind, your heart, your body, your spirit, your intuition. Every cell, every fiber of your being needs to know that you give a shit, that you care. And when you do this, you begin to energize yourself to move forward in the direction you want to go. This is not a time to give up. This is not a hopeless period of time. This is a big, badass wave that we're going to have to ride out for who knows how long. Who knows what kinds of things might happen. But I'll tell you this. You are still loved unconditionally. You still are response-able. You've got this. You were made for this life. Not for the next one, not for, right here and now. One day at a time, you can choose to go where the peace is. I highly recommend it. Let go of expectations. Let it go. Sometimes we are fighting and pushing and we're like, well, you have to if you want to achieve your goals and you want to get somewhere. Yes, and sometimes you need to be aware that the reason you're having such difficulty is because the answer from the universe is not right now. Maybe not ever, but definitely not right now. You need to, and here's the thing, only you know what is best for you right now in this moment. Sometimes, some of you might be in a place where, yes, the answer is push through. Hang in there, push through, push through. But others of you know, like the moment I said you need to let go, something in you was like, yep, I got to let go of that thing. Listen to that. Listen to your inner GPS. It was given to you for that very reason. So, yeah, I just want to encourage you. I know this is an unprecedented time. And I know that the things that are happening are shaking us to our core. But I also know that each one of us is doing the best we can do. We need to have a lot of grace and compassion for ourselves first, so that we can have grace and compassion for one another. And man, do we need it. All this judging and criticizing, it's like shooting yourself in the foot and shooting your neighbor in the foot and shooting everybody in the foot. How is that helpful? It is not helpful. Stop. You are loved, and I know you're doing the best you can do. Focus on what you do want. In times like this, our minds get going on, I don't want that. I'm so afraid of this. Okay. Yes, vent all of that. Get it all out off of your, get it off your chest. Spit it all out. Preferably on a piece of paper, or just even, just sitting in your room or whatever and just saying it out loud. You need to validate what you think and how you feel. You have reasons for thinking and feeling the things you do. Don't stop there, though. Be the nurturer you need. Show yourself the love that you need. After you vent that stuff out, then what do? You need to pick yourself up. You need to encourage yourself. I am loved. I am safe. I am secure. I am on my path. Other people may not understand, and that doesn't matter. They're not on my path. I'm on my path. This is my business. I don't need their approval, and I don't need for them to understand. I need to be understanding of myself and showing support to myself and encouraging myself. And I want to go where the peace is. So what kinds of things bring me peace right now? What can I do right now to bring myself to peace? Okay, this thing over here is really bothering me. It's been pressure on me. Can I let it go? Or can I pare it down to something else? Work your way through. Ask yourself questions. And listen to the answers that come. And I know sometimes we know exactly what we're supposed to do. We just don't want to hear it because it's scary and it hurts. Okay, work your way through it. Don't run. because that stuff is going to follow you wherever you go. So be brave and be strong by loving yourself today, okay? Because you are a beautiful soul, no matter what has happened, no matter what you've done, no matter what, period. You are a beautiful soul. You matter, and you are worthy of love, just as you are deserving of air to breathe, simply because you're here and you exist, okay? I love you. Take care of yourself, okay? Bye.